Like, look at it. Like, Vine used to be popping, right? Now it's TikTok. Like, the era we're in is constantly changing, and you don't want your brand to be built only just on one social media platform. And then when that social media platform goes down or it's over, like, your brand is over. What's good, everyone? My name's Tyler, and I've decided to start a new series where I show everyone what I'm doing on a day-to-day basis to become a full-time brand owner. I've been the owner of Learner's Lane for just over a year now, and I absolutely love this brand. I can 100% say with full certainty that this is what I want to do with my life, and I'm ready to take all the steps I need to become a full-time brand owner. Towards my senior year of high school, a lot of shit was going on, personal shit, COVID, and stuff like that, and I really just didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. So like everyone else, I went to college, and after 2 years at Virginia Tech, I just decided this is just not for me. So I dropped out, and I just really thought, like, what can I do with my life? To be honest, while I was in college, I was really doing everything except going to classes. I tried to resell, and I really did get into reselling big, and I resold for about 2 years. I'd resell sneakers, clothes, electronics, PS5s, just really anything that could sell. But after that kind of died down, I kind of came into this weird headspace again of like, what am I going to do? Like, I always wanted to have a clothing brand, but my goal was to make a lot of money in reselling and then switch into a brand. But then I just decided, why do that? I could just literally start a clothing brand now. I'm nowhere near where I want to be with my brand, but I think that's the cool part about this series. Like, we all get to grow together. You literally see me starting from where I am now, and you're going to see all the growth, the progress, and I think it's going to be dope. My goal with this series is to be as honest as possible and just as open as possible. I don't want to be one of those owners that's like, oh, today I made $5,000 with my brand and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I want this to be really real and honest and just raw. So the goal is to post every day until I'm a full-time brand owner, and I'm just going to show you guys what I'm doing, if I'm talking to a manufacturer, literally whatever comes with being a brand owner. So here's a little bit more information about my brand. The name of my brand is Learner's Lane, and the aesthetic I'm really chasing is for my brand to be a great combination of streetwear, gothic, grunge type vibes. Moving forward, I just want my brand image to be more clear and my aesthetic to be better. So all my pieces are going to have similar colors, similar motifs, and I think that's really going to help my brand get to the next level where I want it to be. And just so you guys get a better idea of where I currently am at with my brand and like what's going on, what I just dropped and everything, this is what I just dropped recently. This was actually my last drop. It's a nice little heart-shaped bag with embossing on the front and back. Cool little backstory about this bag. Originally, it was meant to be like a soft tote, but after talking to manufacturers, like they said you can't put embossing like this on a softer material. So it just came out to be a little purse, and you know, I think that's just like the cool thing about designing and being a brand owner. You really never know until you talk to a manufacturer what's possible or not. Just interesting to see how your tech packs come out, how your vision comes into real life. And this is actually the first drop that I was able to sell out. So I sold 50 of these bags. They cost $80. I'm thinking of doing a restock, but we'll see. So now that you guys know a little bit more information about me and where this brand currently is at, I would like to set some goals just so like we can really see the progress. Eventually I'm gonna try to get a whiteboard for up here. So then we just put our goals up there, or we could put my goals. And fuck it, like in the future, like if anyone comments, we could put viewer goals up here and everything. And yeah, it'll just be like, we all grow together. It's a community. That's really what I'm trying to do, build a community where we all learn together, and you literally see it from day one to when I'm a full-time brand owner. All right, so goal number 1. I haven't really dropped in a couple months. I've just kind of been slacking and trying to figure out what's the best piece to get manufactured next and everything. Right now I have 2 pieces being manufactured, and I think my goal is to drop around Halloween time. I think I'm going to drop about 50 pieces for whatever I do, and the goal obviously is to sell out and drop around Halloween time, get my marketing right. So that's goal number 1. My second goal, which is also related to this drop, is I want to gain 200 new SMS subscribers or email subscribers. I want to keep building my list, so like I just have loyal customers. Like a lot of the books I've read and just in general, which I agree with, is like it's good to build your brand or like have your brand presence on a platform like Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, whatever it may be. But at the end of the day, it's like as time keeps changing, like the platforms change, what's hot keeps changing. Like look at it, like Vine used to be popping, right? Now it's TikTok. Like the era we're in is constantly changing, and you don't want your brand to be built only just on one social media platform, and then when that social media platform goes down or it's over, like your brand is over. And I think the best way to combat that is to have an SMS list, an email list, just some type of list where it's like directly through your site. So like no matter what happens, no matter what goes out, what happens, you still have access to like your core supporters. Goal number 3. So I do want to start running more profitable ads in the future, and just for this next drop. I've run a bunch of Facebook ads in the past, and They've definitely helped me sell out my last drop, like this heart-shaped tote I just showed you. But I want to get way better at just running ads. I want my ads to be way more profitable. I just know they could do more for me. And part of that, I think, is my pricing. Maybe if there's any brand owners watching this, I think that's something you should really take into consideration if you're going to run ads. Make sure you're pricing your products to take into consideration some of the ad spend that you're going to be using. Like for me, for example, like originally I had these bags at like $60 or something like that, right? And let's say I'm making $30 per bag or something around there. Then you got to take into account that ad spend, ad cost essentially. And when you take all that shit into account and you also take shipping into account if you're doing free shipping, like it really does eat into your profits. So what I would recommend is when you're deciding how to price your product, don't just go on like, oh, it cost me this much to make, so I'm just going to double the price and do that. Also take into consideration other costs, like take into consideration your shipping and really your ad costs if you're going to be running ads. So with that being said, like rather than doing 60, maybe I should hit a 90 or 100, just to cover the ad and the shipping and still make good profit. Selling a product for cheaper does not ever really guarantee that you're going to get more sales, in my opinion. Just a weird principle, but cheap usually means to a buyer that it's less trustworthy. The cheaper your product is, the more likely your buyer is to question it and be like, why is it so cheap? Like there's a reason for this, you know what I'm saying? Price just also symbolizes like trust and like it's good, you know what I'm saying? On to goal number 4, I think my 4th goal is gonna be just get better at taking product pictures and marketing pictures. In the past, like I've just been doing kind of random shoots like in my apartment or just like on concrete backgrounds. I mean, I think it relates back to like, it's kind of like, I don't really know the exact quote, but I read it in a book. It's like, you put that, like, that dye that's on money, like that anti-theft dye. So like you walk out of the bank and the dye goes everywhere. It's like stains your hands and everywhere. You put like a teaspoon or a very small amount of that dye in a pool, right? The whole pool is going to turn purple or whatever color that dye is, right? But you put that same amount in the ocean, nothing happens. And I think how that relates to just clothing or really any industry in general is everything is about placement. Virgil said this too. You could put like a crushed up piece of tin foil in a garage. It just looks like trash. You put it in an art gallery, it looks like a piece. If I get better at placing my products in better environments, like it's like maybe on a runway stage or like we're walking in downtown Austin because that's where I live. You're more likely to appreciate the piece than if it was just like, oh, I took this product picture in my apartment, you know what I'm saying? So for sure I want to get better at taking product pictures, just more aesthetic pictures, and I think that would be goal number 4. All right, so for today, I think really I just wanted to do an intro to the series, and then tomorrow is really where we're going to start like pattern making, whatever I'm doing this current day. I am in the middle of manufacturing 2 pieces, so most of my videos now are going to be focused on the manufacturing process. So if you guys have any questions about that, just drop them in the comments and I'll be sure to answer them in the next question or reply to them. Thank you if you did watch all the way to the end. I really appreciate it. Again, I'm going to try to do this series every day, so we could all grow together, we could learn together. It should be dope. And yeah, so with all that being said, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.